Hello and welcome to Battle of the Ports, and a game I can't believe it has taken me so long to cover. This is Wipeout by Psygnosis. Just in case you're a young person or have been living under a rock for the past 30 years, Wipeout is an anti-gravity racing game which was first released on the PlayStation on the 29th of September 1995. This first installment in the Wipeout series was a launch title for the PlayStation in Europe and heavily promoted in clubs. It's one of the main reasons why the PlayStation did so well. Set in 2052, players compete in the F3600 Anti-Gravity Racing League, piloting one of a selection of crafts in a race on several tracks around the world. Unique at the time, Wipeout was noted for its futuristic setting, weapons designed to slow down opponents, and its marketing campaign designed by Keith Hopwood and the Designers Republic. The game features original music from Cold Storage, as well as established acts of the time, such as Leftfield, The Chemical Brothers and Orbital. Well, at least in the European PlayStation release. The game was critically acclaimed on release. Critics praised the game for its originality and its vast, unique techno soundtrack, but was criticised for its in-game physics. I'm also one that criticised the physics. The game does not handle that well, and the fact that you come to a stop for scraping a wall can be very unfair. Thankfully, this was addressed in later games in the series. For the first port, I wanted to run the ATI 3D Rage Edition, but it just crashes on the title screen on my system. So we are going pure with the unmolested DOS release, since that's how most people would have played the game. Running this on a modern system does have some issues, such as the menu system running too fast and the audio being buggered. Basically, the vehicle engine sound is missing and the audio balance doesn't work correctly. Thankfully, the game is fully playable, and also more playable than the PlayStation original due to its improvements to the collision feeling better with minimal slowdown when hitting the track sides. Unlike the console versions, the MS-DOS version allows you to change the draw distance, turn off the road textures and the sky. This was to help the game run on slower PCs of the time. Graphically, the DOS version is a mixed bag. Some areas look nicer due to the improved draw distance, but other sections look quite rough due to texture quality.
Missile.
Saturn port is next, which was first released in Europe on March 29, 1996. This port was developed by Australian developer Tantalus Interactive. Because the company behind the PlayStation, Sony, owned the applicable rights to the Leftfield, the Chemical Brothers and the Orbital tracks, On the European PlayStation's version soundtrack, new music was added for the Saturn version by Rob Lord and Mark Bandola. Graphically, the Saturn version looks quite dark, plus the textures are quite low in resolution. Frame rate wise, it's not good, running at around 25 frames per second. The controls have been tightened up a little bit, but the enemy AI is a joke. They love nothing more than to drive in front of you all the time. The PlayStation and DOS versions never did this. Sadly, Wipeout on the Saturn isn't very good. In April 2025, Wipeout was unofficially ported to the Dreamcast. This port runs at 400 frames per second. Amazing! Not only that, but it's running at 480p, has anamorphic widescreen, texture filtering, and the best draw distance on any port. Saving via the VMU is also included. This would be the ultimate port, but it's beaten by one more version coming up next.
Shockwave.
And let's finish off with this very cool source port for Windows, known as Wipeout Phantom Edition. This makes use of the PlayStation's assets, but soups them up to high definition in many areas. Sadly, it doesn't fix the PlayStation's bendy texture issues, which can be noticed in some areas. Key features of this port include uncapped frame rate, high resolution rendering that matches your desktop settings, the ships are light sourced with the glow of the track now showing on them, much better draw distance, true widescreen support, and more, including original nasty controls, updated controls, or modern controls that really do improve the gameplay. Sadly, this is not an official release, so you'll have to do some internet searching to find this version of the game. However, it's not that hard to find.
Rocket. Missile.
And let's take a look at all those versions of Wipeout running side by side.